So we have completed in physics motion in a plane theory part we have completed. Now we do the numericals of NCERT of the chapter motion in a plane. So we do all the numericals of motion in a plane. The first question is state for each of the following physical quantities if it is a scalar or vector. Various physical quantities are given and we have to find which one is a scalar quantities and which one is a vector quantity. So we will write in this way. We will make two tables. In one we write the scalar quantities and on other side we will write the vector quantities. The scalar quantities and vector quantities. So the scalar quantities among them are volume, mass, speed, volume, mass, speed, density, number of moles, density, number of moles, and then angular frequency. Angular frequency. So they are the scalar quantities, and the vector quantities we write among them acceleration, velocity. Acceleration is a vector quantity, velocity is a vector quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, and angular velocity. Angular velocity is also a vector quantity. So among all these given quantities, the scalar quantities are volume, mass, speed, density, number of moles and angular frequency. And the vector quantities are acceleration, velocity, displacement and angular velocity. So this was our first question. Now question number 2. We have given pick out the two scalar quantities in the following list. We have to select, we have to write down two scalar quantities in the following list. So the two scalar quantities are work and current. Two scalar quantities are work and current. Work and current are two scalar quantities. We have given various quantities in which we have to speak out two scalar quantities. Now the third question is, pick out the only one vector quantities in the following. Pick out the only one vector quantities in the following. So in the given, the only one vector quantity is impulse. So impulse is only one vector quantity. Only one vector quantities from the given quantities. From the given quantities. Impulse is only one vector quantities from the given quantities. Now in question number 4. State with region whether the following algebraic operations with a scalar and vector physical quantities are meaningful. We have to give the reason whether the physical quantities are meaningful. The first is adding any two scalars. Part A. The statement is given that adding any two scalars, adding any two scalars so adding any two scalars is not meaningful. It is not meaningful. It is not meaningful because suppose there are two scalars, mass and time. Mass and time are two scalar quantities. When we add mass and time, then it is meaningless. It has no meaning. Addition of mass and time, it has no meaning. So adding of two scalars is not meaningful. It is not meaningful because both the scalars being of one type, then they can be added. If both the scalars are of one type, then only they can be added. Means two scalars of different types can't be added. Mass and time, this is the two scalars of different type, so they can't be added. Only two scalars of same type can be added. Mass and mass, they are same type, so they can be added. Time and time, they are of the same type, so they can be added. Speed and speed, they are of same type, added. So adding of any two scalars is not meaningful. If both the scalars are of one type, then only they can be added. The second statement is vector of same, adding a scalar to a vector of same dimension. The second statement is adding a scalar to a vector. Adding a scalar to a vector of same dimension. Adding a scalar to a vector of same dimensions. We have to say whether this is meaningful or not. Adding a scalar to a vector of the same dimensions. This is also not meaningful because the addition of a scalar is possible only with a scalar. The addition of a scalar to a vector can't be added. The addition of a scalar to a vector is not possible. So it is not meaningful. Because addition of a scalar and vector is not possible. Because addition of a scalar and vector is not possible. So adding a scalar to a vector of same dimensions, this is also not meaningful because addition of a scalar is possible with a scalar but only. The addition of a scalar is possible with a scalar only. Addition of a scalar and vector is not possible. The third statement, it is given multiplying any vector by any scalar. 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 This is meaningful because vector can be multiplied by a scalar and the product is a vector. Vector can be multiplied by a scalar and the product is a vector. It is meaningful. It is meaningful. It is meaningful. Multiplication of a vector by any scalar. It is meaningful. Why it is meaningful? Because when we multiply mass by acceleration, so we get a vector quantity, force. We get force. So this is the meaningful. Mass is a scalar quantity. Acceleration is a vector quantity. So we get the result force, which is also a vector quantity. So addition, multiplication of mass and scalar. Addition of mass and scalar. This is meaningful. Addition of a scalar and vector, multiplication of a scalar and vector is meaningful. So it is meaningful because when we multiply the scalar by vector, we get the meaningful result. Now the part D. Part B. Multiply any two scalars. Multiply any two scalars. Part D. Multiplying any two scalars. Multiplying any two scalars. We have to say whether it is meaningful or not. So multiplying any two scalars. Multiplication of two scalars gives a meaningful result. Multiplication of two scalars gives a meaningful result. So it is possible. It is meaningful. Multiplying any two scalar is meaningful because multiplication of two gives meaningful result. Because multiplication of two scalars gives meaningful result. Gives meaningful result. Next part E. Adding any two vectors. Adding any two vectors. This is not meaningful. It is not meaningful. Because addition of same type of vector is only possible. It is not meaningful because only same type of vector is added. Because only same type of vector is added. No any two vectors be added. Suppose there are two vector quantities, velocity and acceleration. Velocity is a vector quantity, acceleration is a vector quantity. So velocity plus acceleration, it is not meaningful. But velocity can be added with velocity. Acceleration can be added with acceleration. It is meaningful. So same type of vector can only be added, not different type of vectors being added. Now the part F. Adding a component of a vector to the same vector. Adding a component of a vector. Adding a component of a vector. To the same vector. This is possible because a component of a vector is added to the same vector. So adding a component of vector to the same vector. This is possible. It is meaningful. It is meaningful. Because we can add a vector to its component. Because we can add a vector with its component. We can add a vector with its component. So this statement is meaningful and it is possible. Now the next question, question number 5. Read each statement carefully and state with reason if it is true or false. We have to say whether it is true or false. Question number 5. We have to say whether it is the statement given is true or false. The statement is the magnitude of a vector is always a scalar. The magnitude of a vector is always a scalar. The magnitude of a vector is always a scalar. The magnitude of a vector is always a scalar. We have to say whether it is true or false. So this statement is true because the magnitude of any vector is a numeric value. This statement is true because magnitude of any vector magnitude of any vector is a numeric value. So the magnitude of vector is always a scalar. Numeric values are always scalars and magnitudes are scalars. The magnitude of a vector are scalars. So this statement is true because the magnitude of a vector is numeric value and numeric value are called scalars. The second statement is each component of a vector is always a scalar. Each component of a vector. Each component of a vector. Each component of a vector is always a scalar. Each component of a vector is always a scalar. We have to say whether this statement is true or false. So this statement is false because each component of a vector is not a scalar but it is a vector. So this statement is false because the component of a vector is always a vector. Because the component of a vector is always a vector. The component of a vector never be a scalar. The component of a vector is always a vector. So this statement is false. Now the part C. The total path length is always equal to the magnitude of the displacement vector of a particle. The total path length. Statement C. The total path length is always equal to the magnitude of the displacement vector of a particle. Magnitude of the displacement vector. Displacement vector of a particle. The total path length is always equal to the magnitude of the displacement vector of a particle. So this statement is also false. This statement is false. It is true only when the particle is moving along the straight line in the same direction. This statement is false. It is possible only when the particle is moving in a straight line. This statement is false. It is possible only, or it is true only when the particle is moving along the straight line, moving in a straight line along the same direction. So the question was the total path length is equal to the magnitude of the displacement vector of a particle. So if the particle is moving in a straight line in the same direction, then in that case the total path length is equal to the magnitude of displacement. Otherwise this statement is not true. So this statement is true only when the particle is moving in a straight line along the same direction, then this statement will be true. So these two things must be required in a straight line and along the same direction. Now the next part, D. The part D is the average speed of a particle is either greater or equal to the average speed of a particle. The average speed of a particle is either greater or equal to the magnitude. The average speed of a particle is either greater or equal to the magnitude of average velocity of the particle, equal to the magnitude of average velocity of the particle. The average speed of a particle is either greater or equal to the magnitude of average velocity of the particle over the same interval of time. So this is true. Over the same interval of time. Over the same interval of time. So this statement is true. The average speed is either greater or equal to the magnitude of average velocity. It never be less than. So this statement is true. The magnitude of the average speed of a particle is either greater or equal to the magnitude of average velocity. So this statement is true. And now the next, the three vectors not lying in a plane can never add up to give a null vector. If this is also true. Part E is also true. Three vectors not lying in a plane can never add up. Three vectors not lying in a plane. Three vectors not lying in a plane. Three vectors not lying in a plane can never add up. Can never add up to give a null vector. To give a null vector. So if the three vectors not lying in a plane, so they can never add up to give a null vector. This statement is true. This statement is true. So three vectors when the lying in a plane can be added up to give a null vector. This statement is true. Three vectors not lying in a plane. Three vectors not lying in a plane can never add up. If three vectors not lying in a plane, then we can't add up them to get a null vector. So to getting the null vector, the three vectors must lie in a plane.